Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the American Sports Connection. I'm your host, the one and only Joey Railroads. I'm here with my good buddy Jason. How's it going, dude?
They're pretty good, man. Excited again to be talking some football.
Absolutely. I'll be glad when tomorrow comes because it's supposed to be like 75. We don't have fall weather, that's for sure.
Yeah, and we got a football game tonight. We got thunderstorms tonight.
Yeah, they're supposed to be coming
There's-
here, right?
oh yeah, I think we're gonna get hit pretty hard. Because it's gonna go from like 88 to 70. So
Phew.
that's usually the telltale sign of that is thunderstorms.
Hell yeah. All right, before we run down last week's games, we got a little bit of news. The poor fucking New York Jets, man.
Oh yeah, Sam Darnold mononucleosis. What are they looking at? About 4 weeks out, which with my experience with mono in the past, 4 weeks could be a gross underestimate of his time out because it's not. It's a very draining. I guess you would call it a disease, right? Is it a disease
Yeah,
or yeah? It's a very rough thing. Like I told you before, when I had it, it kind of almost killed me because of the fluid that it put on my lungs. But uh, he's obviously a well trained athlete, so his recovery will be much quicker. Um, the Jets just, man, they they have that. I guess you would call it like a black cloud over them at this point.
yeah, that, and then you were telling me Le'Veon Bell is injured his shoulder, has to go get an MRI.
Yeah, not 100% sure how long he's gonna miss. I guess the MRI will have to tell whether it's severe, if it's just a little thing, or in between. you know.
Definitely, it's just it sucks because, like you said, the black cloud, and then Mosley got hurt in their week one game, but we'll get into that a little further. It's just a lot of snake bitten things happening up there.
Yeah, and I mean, if you want to go into other injuries too, like real quick, you got not with just them, but you have Malik Jackson of the Eagles out for the season with the Liz Frank injury, which I predicted.
Yeah,
Not
you
trying to
did.
toot my own horn. Soon as I heard him describe the pain, I knew what it was. I just saw Minnesota Vikings Josh Doxson, the receiver they signed basically a week ago, is on the IR. Not expected to miss the full season, but long term at this point.
Week
Was there
one
any
was
other ones?
Collarbone City.
Yeah, it was collar clavicle city.
Yeah, there you go.
What did we have? 5 players break them.
Uh, the two I know are right off the top of my head are Tariq Hill and Nick Foles.
Yeah, Tariq Hill, Nick Foles, Devin Funchess was another one. Foles being the most severe out of the group, I believe, with the surgery on Monday. Probably going to miss, 8 to 10 weeks at this point. I don't know.
Yeah, because they said it was worse than the last one he did with the Eagles back when they played the Texans a few years back.
Yeah, this is going to guarantee another season where Foles will not play 16 games. Never has in his career, right?
I'm pretty sure he hasn't.
No, it stinks, man. It's like he gets out of that Eagles uniform and it's bad luck.
Yeah,
I love the guy for obvious reasons. I know you do
of
for
course.
obvious reasons. Really, when I saw it happen, dude, like I saw he left the game and I was like, oh, come on, man, just be like cramping or something, IV. Right after he threw a touchdown pass, then I saw the hit and I was like, oh no. And then probably 45 minutes to an hour later, they said broken clavicle, IR, probably not full season, but it's so sad that the guy, I mean, hey, he's gonna get paid either way, but just not good.
At least he got his guaranteed money. Another quick injury. I don't know if it happened in week one or if it was in practice, but Hunter Henry got injured again.
Yeah, he's 4 to 6 weeks. They said, I believe. It sucks because he's my fantasy tight end, but
Yeah, I took him too.
man, my fantasy team. I actually got Lamar Jackson on waivers this week, so that
Hey,
was
there you
kind of
go.
yeah. And he's playing Arizona, so if he can put up 70% of last week, I'm gonna probably walk to a victory this week.
Hell yeah.
Um, I just looked it up. Foles 13 games played in 2013 was his high, and that was the year he threw 27 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. So yeah, that was
Okay.
his career year.
All right, before we get rolling with week one, don't forget to check us out on social media. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at ASC Pods. All right, let's start right from the beginning. We had opening night, the Packers winning kind of a clunker 10-3 against the Bears.
Yeah, man. Like I watched that game on Thursday night, and I slept until Sunday. That's how bad it was. That it was a boring game. It was a very. It almost looked like a preseason game. It was sloppy. It was slow. It was boring. It was just a rough game, man. Like, I mean, I think you'll agree with all those adjectives.
Right, and I think Matt Nagy outcoached himself at times.
Yeah, the major takeaway for me for this game is nothing. If you know, I think you have two teams that are possible that they could battle for the NFC title. I mean,
The
I
North.
guess it's possible. No, I mean the NFC.
Oh, okay.
I think both of the teams could compete deep into the playoffs, which I could be wrong, but there are two teams that they put nothing on film Thursday night for the rest of the season.
Yeah, it's one of those, and me and my buddy Adam always have said this. You'll go back later in the year, and you're like, man, if we only like played better in those like first couple weeks, if you lose a close game, it could really screw you in the end, you know?
Fantastic point. That you're like, if we would have made 3 more plays this week, we could be a bye. We could have a playoff bye. You know,
Yeah.
it's one of those. I thought the standout player in this game for me was well, he didn't really stand out, but he showed that I think he's gonna be pretty good. Was David Montgomery, the running back for the Bears?
He runs hard.
Yeah, he didn't really have a good 6 carries for 18 yards, but they just couldn't move the ball at all. Like it got to the point where the Bears offense, their offensive line and all of it together just did not look very good. And you know, I want to see him, next week, and the week after, because I think they may have found a pretty suitable replacement for Jordan Howard going forward.
Yeah, I agree with that because he seems
And
like a bruiser.
yeah, the other thing I didn't like, Tariq Cohen wasn't like, I don't know, he just wasn't. And let me actually go back on what I said. I think the best looking player for the Bears on Thursday night was actually Allen Robinson. That he was the best looking player, the
From a
receiver.
statistical standpoint.
No, I think from performance altogether, like he made 2 really good catches, right? One was like a very tough catch.
Yeah, he
And
had over 100 yards.
yeah, I think he was the standout player, and it's maybe the game to me. Like he looked like he was the most fine-tuned, ready to play type of player in the game, I guess I would say.
Yeah. I just
I don't know.
think,
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I just think both teams really, they came out, like you said, sloppy, but I think, excuse me, the Bears need to figure it out offensively. Like Trubisky at points in that game looked terrible.
Oh, he made the worst throw of the game. That interception in the end zone and double coverage looked like it looked like he was a high school quarterback. He
Yeah, that
did
was
not look very good. Yeah, Rodgers didn't look very good. He had the 1 touchdown pass to Jimmy Graham, and It was just sloppy, dude. I'm actually just I'm stretching here to find things that are good to talk about.
Yeah, that's good. We'll keep it moving. We just briefly talked about this before we got into the games. The Chiefs go down into Jacksonville and beat the Jaguars 40-26.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes looked like 2018 Patrick Mahomes, and hey, Sammy Watkins, man, 3 touchdown catches. Like, he looked fantastic.
He really did.
Yeah, this game, the game went pretty much how I expected it to go. I think the standout player in this game, to be honest with you, was the Gardner Minshew, the rookie quarterback for Jacksonville.
Yeah,
he looked great.
Yeah, he came in and had a hell of a game.
Yeah, he made one bad throw, basically, was picked off, and other than that, dude, he completed 22 of 25, 2 touchdowns, 275 yards. The kid looked like, maybe they have something.
It'll be interesting.
And then the receiver, too, DJ Chark, also looked really good.
Yeah, he's the one that caught the touchdown pass that Foles got hurt on.
Yes, that guy. Yeah, he had 4 catches, 146 yards, a touchdown, 4 catches on 4 targets too. So not a single wasted throw his way.
Yeah, there you go. All right, we'll keep it rolling. Let's see.
Oh, one more thing. One thing that I think hurt the Jaguars early in that game was what was his name? Miles Jack ejected early, right, for punching the guy in the face.
I saw that he had like a meltdown.
Yeah, that's not good, man. Especially week 1, dude. Like what are you doing?
I don't know if you saw it. Like, he literally had to be like carried off the field.
Yeah, it was like you just said, meltdown. Perfect word.
Like, it reminded me of like a 3-year-old throwing a temper tantrum.
Yeah.
That was shocking. But all right, next we have the Vikings beating up on Atlanta at home 28-12.
Yeah, dude. The other thing about this game is I don't know how much of it you saw, but I think you'll agree if you saw it. This game was actually worse than 28-12. Like, the Falcons scored some junk.
Yeah, what I was going to say is the Vikings basically ran the ball down the Falcons' throat.
Yeah, the Falcons, if their defense looks like it looked on Sunday going forward, they're in trouble.
Yeah, I just don't know how the Vikings can consistently win with Kirk Cousins only throwing it 10 times.
Well, if he only has to throw it 10 times, they're gonna consistently win.
Yeah.
Because that means they're doing something pretty good. Dalvin Cook looked fantastic.
Yeah, hopefully the guy can stay healthy.
Yeah, that's gonna be the big thing with him, because if he stays healthy, they have another facet to their offense that makes them dangerous. Because I'm not a fan of Kirk Cousins. I think he's I would say overrated. I think people kind of look at him as like maybe being in that like right below the first tier of quarterbacks, and I don't think he is. I think he's an average quarterback, to be honest with you.
I was gonna say I think he's like in the 3rd or 4th tier.
yeah. I didn't want to be too mean, but
yeah, no, I'm not trying to kick the guy but he's just never done anything to like wow you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this game was a very just look, this is the way I go into week 1, and games like this, games like the one we just talked about with the Chiefs, and the game that we're going to talk about, I'm sure in a minute, there's going to be a lot of one-sided games, because there's a lot of times where teams just aren't ready. Every week 1 game to me goes back to what I said last year about Thursday night games. There's always a team that doesn't look ready to play. And I approach week 1 in the NFL on Sunday like I approach Thursday night games, where there's going to be a team in every game that could be like ill-prepared and just not looking
flat.
Like they're ready. Yeah, very flat, just very, very like they're not in the game from kickoff.
That's what
and Atlanta was the team
Yeah.
in this game.
I was going to say. They looked uninterested.
Yeah, very, just very. I just like they definitely they weren't in this game,
Well,
and they scored
Go ahead,
their
I'm
2
sorry.
touchdowns in the fourth quarter, late, pretty much, and the game was just over.
Well, and real quick, it's not going to get any better. They lost one of their offensive linemen for an extended period of time.
Yeah, the number 1 pick from Boston College was Chris Lindblom or
Yeah, I
Chris.
think he broke his leg.
Yeah, that's not good, dude. Because like I was telling you, I think he's major talent. Like I put him a little below Zach Martin from
wow.
the Cowboys. Like I think I'm not saying he's as good. I think he's like that tier under a Zach Martin, where
Okay.
he was a great pick for them, but now it's not good. Running game might be RIP.
Yeah. All right. Next we have, and this was one of my shockers of the week, was the Titans going to Cleveland and tattooing the Browns 43-13.
Yeah, the Browns weren't ready to play. And the Titans, I mean, are the Titans a Super Bowl contender? Because they sure as hell look like it. And that's a joke, by the way.
And Baker Mayfield took a beating in this game, man.
Yeah, look, I don't think that's the Cleveland Browns we're going to see this year. I think it was a big, excitement, hype, and they just came out looking pathetic.
They laid an egg.
Yeah. Only guy on their team I thought really looked good from an offensive standpoint is I thought Nick Chubb looked pretty good. He had some carries that he looked like he's going to be a pretty good pounder as their number 1 back, which is going to help them a lot to have like a dual threat type of offense with, because their passing game should be great with Beckham, Landry, Njoku, Higgins. They have a good passing game, but they just, like Mayfield, like you said, Mayfield took a beat and he did not look good.
Yeah, he had some really bad pick sixes too.
Yeah, that's a good way to put your team in a hole, from Jump Street.
I'm
and on the other side, man.
Go
ahead. No, go ahead.
I was going to say, I'm really curious to see how they look week 2 now.
Yeah, on the other side, man, you had Mariota look very good. The rookie receiver, A.J. Brown, looked very good. Derrick Henry, 75-yard touchdown catch that I don't think he was touched on. Delaney Walker's a very sure-handed, solid tight end who he's the one that gets hurt a lot, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he gets hurt a lot. Hey, we'll see going forward with Tennessee, but they were given a hand of the game and they took it, and they took it and ran with it for as much as they could, and it was a blowout.
Hey, credit to them.
They piled on late. And good for them, man. And the NFL, when a team wants to hand you a game, you have to take it. And the Titans took it. They took it, and they never showed any interest of giving the Browns a chance.
Yeah.
And that's good. That's what good teams do. And I'm not saying they're a good team. I'm just saying that it's very possible that they're better than I thought.
We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, that's all we can do.
All right, next we have the Bills coming from behind and beating the Jets 17-16.
Yeah, this was an ugly game, a very ugly game. Look, like we just talked about, the Jets lost big in this game. Not just because they blew a 16-point lead and lost, but they also lost, well, they didn't lose Darnold from this game. Mono is something that is, the football game didn't cause him to get the mono. That's just something that you get. I don't know how he got it. Like, was he Was he kissing a dirty Buffalo woman, or I don't know. Actually, the game was in New York, right?
I think so.
Well, North Jersey. Yeah, he might have been kissing one of them dirty North Jersey women. No, I'm kidding. I hope no women from North Jersey hear this.
It's all in good fun. No.
No, we're from
Zach,
Jersey,
and,
so
they just cut their kicker this week.
yeah. Poor guy.
I just think it's amazing to me because remember, he was with the Ravens in the preseason, and then the Ravens traded him for like a 5th-round pick to the Vikings, and he melted down, and the Vikings cut him.
Yeah, he was the dude that was like great, right? For the Ravens. Like, I mean, he wasn't winning that job obviously because they have the most accurate kicker in NFL history with Tucker in Baltimore. Yeah. But he missed an extra point though, and he didn't give up 17 points on defense to lose the game.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think
and
sometimes
how can you have a meltdown like a Jets fan I'm friends with said it's not all the defense. It's, Mosley got hurt, but they still gotta fucking make a play.
Yeah, look, they lost the game. The kicker didn't lose the game for them. Darnold didn't look bad too. Le'Veon Bell looked okay. Actually, they just added Demaryius Thomas this week. They traded for Demaryius Thomas, which might end up hurting New England now with some things that came out.
Yeah.
The saga of Le'Veon Bell, Antonio Brown.
Yeah. The one guy that really looked good in this game for the Bills, and his name's escaping me, the rookie running back.
Devin Singletary.
Thank you.
Yeah, 4 carries, man, for 70 yards. So he took advantage of his 4 little measly carries.
So I'm assuming he'll probably get more.
Yeah, look, they have him. They cut Shady McCoy, I think, because of him.
Yes. And
then you give Frank Gore 11 carries and give him 4. Okay, okay. He also had 5 catches. He's also a dual threat back. So
there you go.
John Brown looked pretty good. 7 catches, 123 yards, touchdown. Cole Beasley was his, short yardage, short-handed guy. The big thing about this game is Buffalo could have looked much better, but Josh Allen actually fumbled twice and lost both of them. And he threw 2 interceptions. So if they get him straight, 4 turnovers from your quarterback, Buffalo's offense could have looked much better. It started very slow because of the turnovers, but it kicked it into gear. And I don't think they're a terrible team up there, but they're in like that rebuild. They have a lot of young talent.
I agree with that. All right, this one will be short. The Ravens go down to Miami and beat up on the Dolphins 59-10.
Oh man, I almost just said a joke there that I would have regretted. I'm gonna say it. That's the worst beating Miami's taken since Hurricane Andrew. I'm sorry. I had to. I'm sorry. Yeah, look, I think we can both agree with this. I think Patrick Mahomes was quarterbacking for the Ravens on Sunday because Lamar Jackson looked a lot like him.
And the Dolphins got beat so bad that unnamed players went to their agents and said, yo, you got to get me out of here.
Yeah, Miami Beach might be great, but playing for the Dolphins is not. Let me throw one other thing out there, dude, too, that I thought stood out big for the Ravens is Lamar Jackson stayed in the pocket and threw the ball and looked great throwing the football. He only ran the ball 3 times for 6 yards.
That's what he
and I think
do.
Yeah, he looked good, man. Marquise Brown, Hollywood Brown looked great. Mark Andrews, the other receiver, looked great. They have a good tight end. The new running back Mark Ingram looked great. Gus Edwards looked good, dude. Baltimore might be a team that if they can protect Lamar Jackson and he can sit in the pocket and do what he did with those receivers, I honestly think that Baltimore could be a threat in that division because, look, the Steelers are going to fall off. You don't lose Antonio Brown, and we'll get into them later, obviously. You don't lose Le'Veon Bell, which they didn't have him last year, but they, like we were talking about last week, they don't have him anymore, so he ain't coming back. You don't lose those guys and have your quarterback get a year older and your team get a year older. The Steelers are going to fall off. And Cleveland, we don't know about them. I mean, on paper, which a game has never been played on paper, they look good, but Sunday told a different story. So Baltimore, they have a good head coach, obviously. Harbaugh's a Super Bowl winning coach. They could possibly be a contender in that division. Maybe they're the best team in the North.
Only time will tell.
Yeah, I mean, if Lamar Jackson can put out 80% of what he put out on Sunday, and that offense runs like it did, I'm kind of swaying and changing a little bit more toward possibly the Ravens being the team in that division.
Definitely.
Already, man. 1 weekend and I'm turning. I'm a politician, dude. I'll flip flop on you in a heartbeat.
All right. Next, we have the Eagles coming from behind and beating the Redskins 32-27.
Yeah, Eagles looked like that Thursday night team that I talked about for about 20 minutes until Carson Wentz and Deshaun Jackson decided it was time to party.
When I was watching this game, I said after the first half, I think it might have been his rookie year or the year. I want to say his rookie year, Wentz's rookie year, and they came out and laid an egg in the first half, and then they blew out whoever they played in the second half.
Who was it?
It was like
the rookie year.
Somebody.
I believe no, because Wentz got a quick start against Cleveland in his first game. Remember, he threw a touchdown pass on his first drive.
Okay, well then I'm thinking of somebody else. But anyway,
it might have been the Redskins actually.
Okay.
Because I know what you're getting at. Yeah.
Either way, it took them a little while to get going, and once the offense got going, it was full steam ahead.
Yeah, it was unstoppable, especially in the air. Carson Wentz looked like 2017 pre-ACL injury Carson Wentz.
And
like
he
was sitting in that pocket, dude, and shredding, just ripping them apart. Like he hit what he completed a pass to 8 different receivers, was it?
Something like that, and he was 11. I think it was 11 to 12 on third down.
Yeah, they looked very in sync after that first 20 minutes of the game. Like once they started, it was almost like the scripted plays were bad, and then it was like, let's throw these. Let's just start winging it here. Let's let Carson do his thing, and him and Deshaun Jackson did their thing big on 2 plays.
I was gonna say, and they did because he checked out of a lot of plays.
Yeah, I think I sent you that clip of them right before the one long touchdown.
Yeah.
You could see them. I don't know if they did like a man-to-man audible, or if like Deshaun pointed out some gap in the defense, or maybe it was Wentz to him. But there was something in there where they communicated something together, and it worked.
Yeah, if they can do that, they're going to be incredibly dangerous.
Yeah, which I think they're going to be. Which surprised me in this game, though, is J.J. Arcega-Whiteside was non-existent. Nothing. He did nothing.
He had a holding
but when you
penalty.
when you have like 6 guys capable of catching the ball in front of you, it's kind of understandable.
Mm-hmm. The other thing was they got to clean up the back end.
Yeah, I agree. With that. The secondary was early. It was very,
Touch
rough.
and go. You probably already saw this. I can't remember the kid's name, but they activated the cornerback from Minnesota off the practice squad.
Oh, yeah. I can't remember his name.
Hang on a second. I'm going to look it up on Bleeding Green Nation.
Yeah, check it out because I don't remember his name.
I know his face. Bear with me. Here he is. Hang on. I just got to find his name. And they brought back Alex Ellis on the practice squad.
Yeah, they got rid of Richard Rogers, with injury settlement. He was released with an injury settlement.
Craig James is his name.
Okay, yeah, that name does make sense now. That's the name I saw.
The special teams guy.
Yeah. Sorry, I just had to answer an important text, so I got a little sidetracked.
But
my phone always goes off when I do stuff.
I'm just excited to see how they look this coming week because I think they'll tighten things up defensively.
If Atlanta comes out and looks like they did against Minnesota, I think the Eagles are going to roll them. I'm not saying it's going to happen because you have a team in Atlanta now who desperately is going to need a win.
The only reason
and you have
about the defense is because I think Fletcher Cox didn't play his best game, so he's going to want to come out and make it a point to,
Yeah, well, in his defense, he's banged up. He's got a toe injury. He's not 100%. My guess is that he really could have used another week of preseason. Like maybe there should be 5 weeks of preseason. But no, yeah, the Eagles defensively here, like I thought Bradham to me looked the best. Like I thought Nigel Bradham had the best game. Sendejo had just a total embarrassment on that
Vernon Davis
touchdown. And also, by the way, I haven't seen a lot of people mention this guy. Rodney McLeod was responsible for that touchdown as well, because instead of hitting Davis or tackling Davis, he just gave him a little two-hand touch shove, and almost like he expected Davis to go down, and that also hurt them.
He was like non-existent in that game.
Yeah, Vernon Davis, dude, that touchdown was cool because, his grandfather passed away the day before the game, and he had that big touchdown, and he just broke down. Like, I thought he was hurt. And then they said no, it was overwhelming with his grandfather passing away, who raised him as his father. So that was a cool moment for him.
He's kind of trending towards maybe being a Hall of Famer.
He's got a long, good career, man. Like he's very, what's the word I'm looking for? He's a very resilient guy, and it's because he's a physical freak of nature.
Yeah.
Like I remember when he came out of South Carolina into the NFL with the 49ers, he shattered like every combine record for lifting for tight ends and stuff. Like he's literally like a linebacker playing tight end. His body is very, very, very chiseled.
Yeah, he's like a tank.
Yeah, good word. Good comparison, because that's what he is. He's like one of those old Panzers, those Nazi, those things were unstoppable. Unless you want to go with the M1 Abrams, but there you go.
All right, we'll keep it rolling here. We have the Rams going to Carolina and beating the Panthers 30-27.
Yeah, this was actually a closer game than I thought. I thought the Rams would kind of run away with this game, and 2 touchdown type of game, maybe 10, 14 points, maybe even up to 17 to 20 point win. But Carolina stayed in. You have the whole West Coast traveling east, 1 o'clock, 10 a.m. for them start game 2, and that could have done it. You had your normal Cam Newton turnover, interception, which always seems to happen. But I think I don't know if you'll agree with me on this. I think the player of this game was Christian McCaffrey. Had a huge game.
Yeah,
200 total yards.
carrying their offense.
Yeah, man, he's a stud. I really like him. Like I think if you put him on a team like the Eagles or the Rams or the Saints, a more high profile winning type of team, New England, I think you would see him as like he'd be like an MVP. He would be like win MVP. Maybe
Yeah,
because quarterbacks are gonna take those, but you know what I mean, right?
definitely.
Yeah, this was a good game.
Yeah, the one thing that surprised me was how the Rams used Todd Gurley. They barely used him in the first half, and then kind of ran him to like finish the game in the second half.
Yeah, I kind of, with Malcolm Brown being a good a second running back, I actually like that, to be honest, because Gurley's still banged up too. He's not. I don't know if he's ever going to be healthy, dude. I think that knee and everything is going to give him a lot of issues. But I like the way they used him here. I almost wish the Eagles would have done more with Jordan Howard like the Rams did with Gurley.
I'm hoping they do that going forward because he was every run he was just like pushing people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, he's definitely he's a yards after contact guy. Like I saw, he leads the NFL in yards after contact the last 3 seasons.
Yeah, so
That Jordan Howard.
Yeah, you have to get that guy more work.
No, I agree. Sorry, I had to take a drink.
No, you're fine. But no, I
Yeah.
agree with you with this game. I thought it could be high scoring, but Cam Newton, shot him in the foot and
Yeah.
helped them basically take a loss.
Well, you know what almost really hurt the Rams is what's his name? The missed field goal by Zerline.
Yeah, which is very rare.
Yeah, like I think he was 3 for 4, and he nailed a 56-yarder in this game.
Yeah.
So yeah, it could have been bigger than because if he makes that field goal, it goes to a 13-point game instead of 10, and then the Panthers came back and scored that touchdown late, and it was like, yeah, you never know.
They're like, we're just teasing.
Yeah. Yeah, but the Rams kind of picked up where I guess you would say they left off in the NFC, kind of, because they shouldn't have been playing that extra game last year, but that's last year, so.
Yeah. All right. Next, we have the Chargers taking it to overtime and beating the Colts 30-24.
Yeah, this is a very good game, man. And look, I understand Melvin Gordon. Melvin Gordon is a star running back, but Austin Eckler, is going to make the Chargers not feel so bad about Melvin Gordon not being there. I really like Austin Eckler. He's a great dual threat running back. He had like 100 and almost 160 total yards from scrimmage in this game. 3 touchdowns, 2 receiving, 1 rushing. Looked very good. He's definitely, with him and that Justin Jackson kid, I don't think they're going to miss Melvin Gordon as much as Melvin Gordon thinks they're going to miss him, which is not good for Melvin Gordon.
No, to me, that kid Eckler looks like the Swiss Army knife.
Yeah, he reminds me a lot of like a poor man's Christian McCaffrey or Darren Sproles type of running back, I guess you could say too, which is with San Diego or Los Angeles Chargers. That's where Sproles got his start. But
the thing that I was impressed with was Jacoby Brissett, how he led the Colts. I think they were 18 down at one point to tie this game.
Yeah, he was very efficient and good late. He brought him back. Marlon Mack had a monster game running. 25 carries, 174 yards.
Yeah, he kept them in the game.
Yeah, they did. Look, the Colts, they're not going to get embarrassed without Andrew Luck. I'll put it like that. They're too well coached. I think Frank Reich is a great head coach. They have a lot of talent still. They lost Andrew Luck, obviously. Brissett is a good quarterback. He's not Andrew Luck. He's not a franchise quarterback. He's not a star quarterback. But Jacoby Brissett will win them football games. And he almost did it on Sunday.
I was going to say the thing that really is going to help them is they built a fantastic offensive line.
Yeah, dude. You know what? Yeah, definitely. With the one kid from Notre Dame, the guard. Why is his name escaping me right now?
Yeah, but they did a great job at finding a way to finally protect Luck last year.
Yeah. Yep. You know what really killed the Colts in this game?
What's that?
Adam Vinatieri.
Oh yeah, you're right. He missed 2 field goals
And an extra point.
Yeah, that'll kill you every time, man.
Yeah, maybe he's starting to show his age. Because what is he, 72? He's not a kid anymore.
No, that's for sure.
Yeah, that might have, honestly, I think that was the difference. That 7 points, dude, that they lost.
Yeah.
And missed field goals can be a total buzzkill, too. Full momentum killer. Just totally rip your heart out.
Ask the Bears.
Yeah. Twice.
All right.
Double doink.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You're good. All right. Next, we have Seattle coming from behind and beating the Bengals 21-20.
Yeah, Seattle's got a problem, I think, now. And it's a problem that I would say, 5 years ago they would have never seen coming and thought about, was their secondary looked terrible. Andy Dalton threw for 418 yards and 2 touchdowns.
And without A.J. Green.
Yeah, John Ross, man. John Ross looked like one of the best receivers in the NFL.
Yeah.
And they had him and what's the dude's name? Uzoma, Tyler Boyd, Giovanni Bernard even got in on it. Eifert didn't really have a big day, but yeah, they didn't run the ball at all though.
Because
the Bengals.
Mixon turned his ankle in this game.
Yeah, but look, the Andy Dalton looked like he still has a lot in his tank, but we'll see going forward. But Seattle's secondary, they have a problem going there. They really have a problem.
Yeah, because I said of all the teams that would put up those kind of numbers, I never expected it to be the Bengals.
Yeah. Jadeveon Clowney showed his skills on Sunday, a sack and a tackle for a loss, which is, that's all you want from a defensive end, a sack and a tackle for a loss. That's 2 negative yard plays from him. But
to see if the guy could stay healthy now.
Yep, that'll be his thing. He's, and if he can keep his head on straight.
That too.
But it was a good game, man. I caught the end of this on Red Zone. Like you said, Seattle came back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What did they come back?
If my memory serves me correct, they scored a touchdown in the fourth quarter to take the lead.
Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah. To the big one, the Lockett, right? From Russell Wilson, 40 yards or something.
Yeah.
Something in there. Yeah. So it kind of sucks, man, because the new head coach out there for Cincinnati, what's his name? Zach Taylor, is it? Zach.
Yeah.
Sounds right. Yeah, man, this could have been a nice opening game win for him. And to give him credit, though, he coached him really well. Better than I thought. Almost got a W in Seattle, which is notoriously probably the hardest place to play on the road. Maybe. I think New England probably is because,
And they did it without their best offensive weapon.
Yeah, without A.J. Green. Well, you could say 2 of them because with Mixon getting hurt. But, they're obviously going to need some future pieces there. But the coach definitely got the most out of that talent they still have. And
yeah, that's what I was going to say. They didn't roll over.
Yeah, I would have actually liked to seen the Bengals win this football game because I think they played well enough to get it.
I agree with that. All right, next we have the Cowboys beating up on the Giants, 35-17.
Yeah, in other words, going exactly how everybody predicted. Yeah, they the Cowboys and what's his name? Prescott, man, had a monster day. Best game of his career.
See,
Um
when I watched this game, I said, is this due to the play calling of their new coordinator, Kellen Moore, or is it just the Giants' defense is that fucking terrible?
um I'm gonna go with both. I'm gonna say a little bit
I
of
think it's
both.
a little bit of both.
Yeah, dude, Michael Gallup looked like he looked like a star on Sunday.
He sure
I
did.
didn't look. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. I didn't see a lot of this game because I was driving back from Kansas up north of Philly, so I missed uh, pretty much I'd say 70% of this game. But I like watching the highlight recaps and stuff. You know how you can go back and watch like a condensed game,
Yeah.
and I usually do that for every game because I know we're doing this. The Cowboys look really good against a bad team. I'll put it like that. Like you got to give Prescott and those guys credit. They came out and they played the game that they should have played against the team that they were playing, and
Yeah,
good
they did
for
what they're
them.
supposed to do.
And Prescott wants a contract.
Hey, he plays
So
like that, he's going to get that 40 million.
yeah, well, I think he's going to get it very soon.
I hope he gets 40 million. That would make me happy.
Yeah, I think within the next he might actually get it before Sunday, to be honest with you. He might get the new deal because I saw Jerry Jones said that it's imminent. And when Jerry Jones says it's imminent, it's about to happen because that means he's writing the check. When your owner tells you that a deal is imminent, especially when it's Jerry Jones, it's about to happen.
That's right. All right, let's keep it rolling because that one was ugly. We have
Yep.
the 49ers going to Tampa and beating them 31-17.
Speaking of ugly, old Jameis Winston is back at it. And I'm not saying he's an ugly. I'm saying his play is ugly. Yeah, old Jameis is back at it, huh? This guy's going down as a major bust. This guy is just like I like watching it because I don't like him because I don't think he's a very good person off the field. So it makes me happy to see him look bad, but man, he has a way of making stinking look like an art form.
Well, what I was going to say was Garofalo throws a pick six in this game, and Jameis Winston says, "Hold my beer."
Yeah, hold two of them at that
Yeah.
point. What did Winston throw? 3 interceptions. What? 2 of them were pick sixes, right?
Yeah.
Hey, I saw something interesting in this. Did you see the 49ers defense only had 2 interceptions all of last season, and they
No.
had 3 on Sunday.
Wow.
So that tells you right there that either it's improved, which I think it is, and it's also you have a very bad quarterback throwing
I was
to
going
your
to say, Jameis Winston was just throwing up some softballs to him.
yeah, because what was it? Richard Sherman had one of them, and then 2 guys I've never heard of in my life had the other 2. Mark Zioka and Akello Witherspoon.
Yeah, no clue.
And what was it? Sherman and Witherspoon returned those for touchdowns. Yeah. But
You're
yep.
right, dude. This was an ugly game.
Yeah, this game it was a 14-point win, but it to me it was worse.
Yeah, that's fair. There's not a lot to really talk about with this one, so we'll keep it moving.
It was a defensive win for the Niners.
Yeah. All right, next we have, and I actually saw the end of this game because they had it as bonus coverage here. The Lions in Arizona tie at 27-27.
Do you remember what I said to you about the tie of this game?
No.
Do you remember the text I sent you was, well, one of the teams got off to a better start than we would have thought, meaning that they didn't lose. It kind of was both teams because I kind of would be like, both of these teams could have lost if they would have played other teams, and neither lost. So you're kind of like, Well, one team didn't get the loss that they expect, and then you're like, well, it's the Lions and Cardinals. One of them didn't get the win either.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like, oh man. But look, the thing that stood out to me in this game is late. Kyler Murray looked really good late, and Larry Fitzgerald, man, looked like he found the fountain of youth.
Man, he had that two really nice long catches.
Yeah, dude, he ended up with 113 yards and a touchdown. That's like old Larry Fitzgerald.
Remember the thing I sent you? That was like the first like 50-yard plus catch he's had in like 4 years.
Yeah, and he had two of them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's the first 50-plus yard catch that Fitzgerald's had since Clinton was president.
That's
Which
funny. The Lions did Lions things. They had a lead and let it slip away.
Yeah, man, like this, like I hate. Is this like the third year in a row we've had a tie on opening week?
Yeah.
I hate that. Like, I hate ties. I think the NFL, they really need to convert to that college football overtime. After they play the 10 minutes, it should be each team gets the ball at the opposing team's, 25?
Yeah, until you
and
get
you
a
play,
decisive winner.
It's professional sports. There needs to be a winner. This would be the only sport now, professional, out of the four where it can end in a tie, right?
I think last year was either 2 or 3 weeks straight to open the season had a tie.
Yeah, they got to find a way to get that out of professional sports. There should not be, when someone is getting paid to play a sport, there should have to be a winner. Like, you should not have to go in that locker room and not have a winner. It's ridiculous. Like, the NFL needs to figure out a way to like, the college rule was perfect to me.
I agree.
You play 10 minutes, and then after that, each team gets a possession at the opposing team's, 25? Or actually, you know what? Because it's professional and you have kickers that can make longer field goals, make it to 35.
There you go.
Because worst comes to worst, if they don't gain a yard, they're kicking a 52-yard field goal to try to put points on the board. I think the NFL needs to, like, I think they did a lot of things right. I like the replay rule with pass interference because it's such a game-changing penalty. But you also have been sitting here for all these years with the opportunity to have games ending in ties, and it's happening more now. So it's time for, what do they call that, the competition committee or whatever. It's time for them to get together and get rid of these ties in the NFL because it's disgusting.
I agree. All right, next we have Sunday night, the Patriots beating the snot out of Pittsburgh 33-3.
Yeah, I would argue that out of all the games, this was the biggest beating because of it was very, like, I didn't think you would expect the Steelers to lose like they did. Like, Miami, I expect, Atlanta with Minnesota. Minnesota's a team that could beat up on them, but I think this game was the clear-cut beating of the week because of the Steelers actually having talent like they do,
I want your opinion on something. When I was watching this game, I thought Ben looked like, I don't want to say he lost a step, but he just looked really old.
No, I honestly, I think he lost a step. I don't think, I think this could be the season where the Steelers finally hit that wall. Like, I'm honestly...
Yeah. Not to cut you off, the reason I mention it is there was a play when Ben tried to scramble for a first down, and I'm watching it and I'm like, good God! I was like, he looks like a beer truck driver.
You know who he reminds me of watching him now, especially in this game? Remember Vinny Testaverde late in his career?
Yeah,
he could not move, man. Like,
yeah, that's why it's like stood out to me when he tried to run. I was like, dude, you could run faster than that.
Yeah, I'm like, look, I'm gonna make a point here and see if you agree. The Steelers before this season, you always were like, yo, the Steelers are down by 4 points, by 5 points, by 6 points. Antonio Brown can make that big 70-yard catch or that big 60-yard catch to set up a big, a closer score or a field goal. Juju Smith-Schuster is a good receiver. Juju Smith-Schuster, I don't think has that ability though. Like they don't have that ability anymore. They don't have that 70-yard Le'Veon Bell run anymore. They don't have that 70-yard Antonio Brown, slant down the middle, break a tackle, going run type of play anymore. I think Juju Smith-Schuster is a great receiver, but he's not a big home run hitter. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's more, I would say, like a possession guy.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna. They don't. I think you're gonna be able to just sit on them now and not have to worry about, that secondary, that safety over the top type of anymore. And you're going to be able to get free runs at Big Ben now. And with his mobility lacking, and I think his escapability becoming non-existent now, the Steelers are a different team now. And I think, I'm not going to say 100%, but I think that the Steelers finally are hitting the wall. I think this team is finally to the point now where I don't think they have that shock anymore, where they can just come out and make that play and shock you. I just don't think it's there anymore, to be honest with you.
And honestly, you talk about the home run hitter. It could be James Washington if he is more consistent.
Yeah, like it could be. It could be. That's going to be the big word.
I'm just saying he has the potential to be.
No. I agree with that 100%. But what I'm saying is Antonio Brown was that guy.
Oh, no, I agree.
You knew on a weekly basis Antonio Brown would beat you. He would. It wasn't a matter of could. He would beat you, and he should too.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, think about it. In the last couple years, they lost Antonio Brown, Le'Veon Bell, Martavius Bryant, and then he's not a big name in their weapon, but he was always reliable, was Jesse James.
Yeah, look, you're just, what you just did right there is you just gave perfect examples of why. Really, really good evidence of to back up my point of the Steelers hitting the wall finally. Like, thank you, because what you just said.
Yeah.
But
to me, how the Patriots just almost like cut through them like a hot knife through butter.
You know what's crazy about this game is, and what you said about Ben Roethlisberger is Ben Roethlisberger went from looking like a top-tier number one quarterback to Terry Bradshaw. Now he looks like a Terry Bradshaw type of quarterback. Yeah, suck on that one, Dean.
That's funny. All right, man. We'll keep it rolling because that was a beatdown.
Yeah. Did you see one quick stat here? Tom Brady is the first quarterback ever 42 years or older to pass for 300 or more yards in an NFL game.
Oh, wow. That's interesting. Mm-hmm. All right, we're going to keep it moving. We're going to go to Monday night. Probably the game of the week.
100%.
Is the Saints coming from behind at the end, kicking a last-second field goal to beat Houston 30-28.
Let's like, coming from behind is the right thing, but let's throw out there that they had just gotten come from behind by Houston. 2 plays, dude, like literally like thunder and lightning, boom boom. Like they say, lightning can't strike twice in the same spot. Well, it did in New Orleans until Drew Brees in New Orleans and Sean Payton and Will Lutz 58-yard field goal. Look. I sent you that message and I said, I think we may have just seen the game of the year on Monday Night Football happen in week 1. Like, we may have just seen the best Monday Night Football game that's going to happen all year in week 1. And I hate that because now every game going forward for the rest of the year on Monday night has to be compared to what we saw Monday night.
Yeah.
And, I remember I told you, I was like, man, I wish there was a way they could find ways to have double headers on Monday night more often.
It would be fun.
Well, yeah, the only problem is though is that second game kind of got screwed by the first game. Because the second game, we'll obviously get into it next. It wasn't that great.
To be frank with you, I fell asleep at the start of the third quarter.
Oh, I know, because I messaged you like 2 or 3 times and you never answered, so I knew what happened. I said, he's gone, man. He fell asleep just like Denver did. You and the Broncos fell asleep. Don't feel bad. One of the teams fell asleep. So
That's funny.
Hey, we talked about something and you pointed it out and I agreed with you. Drew Brees, after that Dallas game, was it Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah.
Brees never looked the same last year, right?
Yeah, totally.
I think Drew Brees looked like he was back. After that one interception early in the red zone, Drew Brees looked like Drew Brees again.
Yeah, and that was a horrible interception.
Yeah, I don't know what he saw there, dude, because Merciless was sitting there, waiting for that ball to be, like, where Merciless's eyes had to be the size of $50.
Yeah.
Or 50-cent pieces, if you want to say it the way it should be said, I guess. But I started to say silver dollar, and then but Merciless's eyes when Brees released that ball, he should have just handed the ball to him because he put it right in his hands.
Yeah.
Like I text you and I was like, what the hell did Brees see there that we didn't see? Because we all could see Merciless sitting there waiting for the ball to be thrown. And it was.
I'll say this, dude, real quick with this game. You might, I don't want to say it's a catch of the year, but it's going to be up there, was the catch that Will Fuller made in this game.
Oh, I agree. Man, if he stays healthy, dude, Will Fuller is a star receiver. Like, him and Hopkins... And now with Kenny Stills, they're a stud group.
And then on top of that, they got Carlos Hyde and Duke Johnson running the ball, and Carlos Hyde looked fantastic.
Yeah, he looked like remember when he took that one carry, and I was like, I think Carlos Hyde's going to be rejuvenated in Houston, and it kind of looks like it. Yeah, dude, I'll tell you what, and I made no secrets about this. I love Deshaun Watson. Like, if you told me another quarterback that I could have to help build a franchise around, if the Eagles didn't get Carson Wentz in that draft, I would take Deshaun Watson, because with our offensive line and our receivers, I think Deshaun Watson can win a Super Bowl. I love Deshaun Watson. Like, I love his mobility. I don't exactly love how he will just get obliterated to make a play. But, he's a hell of a player, man.
I agree with you. And, that's a tough act to follow, that game.
Yeah, this was a game of the year candidate. 17 weeks of NFL football. This game might stand up as the best finish of the year.
All right, and last but certainly not least, we have the Raiders beating the Broncos 24-16.
Yeah, this game was. I think that 24-16 was even a little bit further than. It was a bigger deficit than that 8 points. But Denver scored real late, right? I kind of tuned out on this game, man. Like I got bored with it. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, the first half, the Raiders dominated them.
Yeah, I just kept waiting for Denver to turn it on, and it never happened. And, Flacco and them, the stat sheet's going to stand up and look pretty good. Cortland Sutton looked good for Denver. Let me throw that out there. The other guys I thought looked good in this game. Josh Jacobs looked pretty good. He took the load, and he didn't run great. Darren Waller looked good. And I like that guy. Like, I told you about his story on Hard Knocks, where he was addicted to drugs and stuff. He basically was trying to run himself out of the NFL. He's clean now. Every time he goes to a city on the road, he hits up a NA meeting, which I think is great for him. He's a good story. He's a guy that I root for because he's a good dude, and he's a freaking physical specimen too.
Dude, he looked
Like,
great.
like I told you, man, he's a guy that's not going to fatigue. If those linebackers, safeties, whoever's covering him, if they start getting tired late in the game, they're in deep trouble because this guy is going to be from kickoff to the final gun going off. This guy's going to have endurance, stamina, speed, everything, strength.
Speaking of safeties, there was a scary play in this game where one of the Raiders' secondary guys had to be carted off.
Yeah, Conley. Yeah.
Apparently, he's fine. He's
100% fine. They said it's NFL protocol. When as soon as they found out that it was his neck that was hurt, they immediately went into 100% safety precaution and everything, which is great. I love the fact that they treated him like he was severely injured because you don't know.
And then the other, I can't remember his name, and it's a shame because he played a great game for the Raiders. It was one of their safeties. He's out for the year. He tore his rotator cuff.
Labrum, wasn't it? I thought it was Labrum.
It could have been both.
Well, Jonathan Abram is his name, the safety.
Yeah.
Their other first round pick.
But basically he's done for the year.
Yeah, which sucks too is I actually think that it happened on the play where he hit Conley, and Conley had to be stretchered off. So he hit Conley, and he got flagged for the hit too. Remember, for lowering the helmet. So he got a 15-yard penalty, tore his rotator cuff labrum, whichever one it was, and almost could have possibly severely injured his teammate all on one play.
And it's crazy because he was probably their best player out there on defense.
Yeah, he played the rest of the game too with the injury, which they said is phenomenal. Like they said, they don't know how he did it, but he did it.
Oh, he's a tough dude then.
Yeah, it sucks, man. He had that Pro Bowl All-Pro safety ability, and now he's got to wait till next year.
It'll be interesting, to see how the Raiders look going forward. It was a nice win, but now you got to build on it,
Yeah, I think the Raiders have, I think they have the talent to have a good year. And Denver really disappointed. I think they're going to be better than they looked on. New head coach, and
new play caller.
Yeah, everything's new pretty much there. New quarterback, Courtland Sutton's their number one receiver basically now with Emmanuel Sanders up there in age. He's still good though. Emmanuel Sanders still a great receiver. A lot of new stuff in Denver, and they're going to have to adjust. And we'll see just how good of a coach Vic Fangio is now, because they have adversity already, and they're going to have to rebound, or they're going to be in trouble at 0-2 if they don't.
Definitely. All right, before we make our Week 2 picks, I bested you by 1 this week. You had 4 wrong, I had 3.
You got me by Oakland. That's what you beat me with. Yeah, because that was our only different pick.
Yeah. All right, well, let's get it started. We have tonight Tampa Bay traveling to Carolina.
Man, what's the over-under on interceptions in this game? 6?
Yes.
I'll take Carolina. I think Carolina beats them. I can't take Jameis Winston on the road, especially. I was
just going to say that. I think he'll throw up a couple meatballs for that defense.
Yeah, I think this is going to be like a 33-31-30 game, though. Something like that, man.
Something exciting on Thursday night after that turd fest last week.
Yeah, I think you have two teams that definitely want a win, because they're both 0-2. But I think Carolina gets them.
I agree with you. I'm taking the Panthers.
McCaffrey is going to be the difference in this game. Let me put that out there.
That seems fair. All right, next we have Arizona traveling to Baltimore.
Baltimore by 3 touchdowns. I mean, I honestly, I'm not trying to crack on Arizona, but West coming east again. Lamar Jackson against that defense.
I was gonna say they're gonna play a legitimate defense, Arizona now. So welcome to the league, kid.
Yeah, I like Baltimore just running away with this game. I think we might see Lamar Jackson sitting in the fourth quarter again, not because of poor performance, but because of precaution, because they're going to be up by so much.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm taking the Ravens.
One thing I think either Lamar Jackson has like a fourth touchdown throwing game, or I think Mark Ingram runs like 3 touchdowns in. Okay. One or the other. I think one of those two guys has the huge fantasy week. I'm praying that it's Lamar Jackson because I just picked him up and I'm going to start him this week on my fantasy team. So got him on waivers. So luckily I had the number 1 waiver.
All right. Next we have the Chargers coming in to play Detroit.
I like the Chargers in this one. 10 points or more. I don't like Detroit. I don't like Detroit. I think Austin Eckler, huge game. Very much like I said with McCaffrey in that game tonight. I think Eckler is the difference maker in this game. I think he scores 2-3 touchdowns and they win.
Yeah, the Lions
convincingly
just bad, even though they were ahead on Arizona.
Yeah, the Lions defense, man. When Murray finally settled in, he ripped them apart, and I think that
Rivers will.
Oh, the thing that gets a little scary here though is Hunter Henry is out. The receiver Mike Williams is banged up for the Chargers, so that's why I think Eckler has the big game too, out of necessity.
Yeah, that makes
but
sense.
I like them. I like them running away with this one too. Like a 31-16 type of game, maybe.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Chargers too. All right, next we have the Colts going to Tennessee.
Oh man, it's a good game actually, because you have Tennessee could possibly go 2-0, but I don't think it's gonna happen. I like the Colts. I like Brissett to get that W, his first post Andrew Luck era. Yeah, I'm gonna take the Colts in this one.
I am too, because I think they're gonna be desperate to avoid going 0-2 to start their year.
Yeah, I think Frank Reich outcoaches Mike Vrabel in this one.
Enough.
And gets the W. I like Marlon Mack in this one. I like Brissett. I like Jacoby Brissett, dude. Don't get me wrong. I think he's a second tier quarterback. Like he's not a top 10, but I think he's like an 11 to 16 ranked quarterback in this league. And I think they win this football game on the road, right? It's in Tennessee.
Yes.
I'll take them. I'll take Frank Reich to coach them up.
The Colts. Here's an interesting one. The 49ers traveling to Cincinnati.
Yeah, good one, man. This is a tough one. You know what? I think the Bengals are gonna have a little momentum. They didn't win, but they didn't. To me, they didn't lose that game in Seattle. That's not a loss for them. It's gonna go down as a loss on the standings. But I think they can leave that game feeling like winners. Traveling to Seattle, played a very good game against Seattle, which obviously that 12th man, hard to win out there. And they were right there in it, man. And Dalton looked good. Mixon, I'm not sure what's his physical standing is right now. Like, is he okay and everything? I like Cincinnati. I think Taylor gets his first coaching win.
I feel the same way, especially with a West Coast team coming east to play at 1 o'clock.
Yeah, that's another thing. Those games are always rough. The Niners did it last week though and won.
Yeah, I don't know.
Wait. They played at 4 o'clock last week.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
But
so
they did
okay,
travel east though.
Mm-hmm. No.
I'm
saying that
the Bengals are going to win this game because I don't necessarily think Andy Dalton's going to lob it up like Jameis Winston did.
Mm-hmm.
That's
no, I'll take Taylor getting his first NFL head coach win.
Yeah, I'm with you. All right, next we have Jacksonville traveling to the Texans.
I'm going Houston. I think they're another team. As much as they lost that game, I think that was a good game for them. Like Deshaun Watson looked really good. Their ground game looked good. Look, they got beat by a good team on Monday Night Football in that dome. You know, a team that the Saints obviously want major redemption for last year.
And they
And
literally
Houston,
lost by like a super long field goal, so they have nothing to,
yeah.
put their heads down about.
Yeah, they lost by a kicker making the best kick of his career. It was Will Lutz's best kick of his NFL career. I think Houston wins this game. I don't think this quarterback comes out and look. He beat the Chiefs. He didn't beat the Chiefs. He played well against the Chiefs in a game that was over. You're gonna get a little different story here when he's going on the road to that dome playing a. Houston still has a pretty good defense. You know, they're going to get after him. J.J. Watt's going to get after that kid, you know. I think Houston wins this game by a couple scores, 10 points or so, 24-14, I guess, you know. I don't know, something like that.
I think the Texans welcome him to the NFL, you know, his first start, kind of bang him around a little bit.
Yep, I agree.
All right, next we have the Vikings traveling to Lambeau.
Man, Vikings look good, and the Packers didn't. But they have, 10 more days now rest. They have a win, which, I mean, NFL, a win's a win. When you win a game in the NFL, it don't matter how it looks. A win is a win. And the Packers won. It's in Lambeau, rivalry. Man, I got to think about this one. You know what, dude? I'm going to take Minnesota in this game, though. I think Minnesota is going to start off 2-0, and then they're going to have their fall apart because they do tend to do it sometimes.
You must have heard me because I'm taking Minnesota too for the simple reason that it always seems like their head coach's defense gives Aaron Rodgers like trouble every time.
Yep, I'm glad we agree. I like Minnesota.
Yeah, I do too. All right, next we have Dallas traveling to D.C. against the Redskins.
Dallas is going to win this game. I think Ezekiel Elliott's going to rush for like 150 yards against them. This is going to be his new contract coming out party. He's got another week of practices with the team and everything. Washington's run defense isn't, you know, I think the Eagles actually could have shredded Washington a lot more in the second half. I really, you know, no Zach Brown there anymore, who was their number one linebacker tackling guy. I like Dallas in this game, and I don't think it's going to be. I don't think Washington gets the start that they did last week because I think Ezekiel Elliott's going to pound them just into the ground.
I agree. I'm taking Dallas. All right.
Okay.
Next,
quick and easy.
Yeah. Next, we have Seattle traveling to Pittsburgh.
Oof. This game is this is a tough game to me. This might be the toughest game of the week to pick, in my opinion. You know what, dude? I'm taking Seattle. I like Seattle. I think they're going to run the ball pretty well. Russell Wilson's Russell Wilson. I think their defense is good enough to get after. With Clowney, I think Clowney's going to have 2 sacks in this game on Roethlisberger. I like Seattle.
I'm actually going to disagree with you. The reason I'm picking the Steelers, and I know they don't have the weapons they did in previous years, but every time they've gotten embarrassed in a game, they've come back and took it, to somebody.
Yeah, but let me point out that they had Antonio
Yeah, I
Brown and Le'Veon
know.
Bell and a younger Ben Roethlisberger and a better defense.
I'm
But I know what you're saying, and they do have a history of it. But I like Seattle, man.
yeah, I'm gonna take Pittsburgh in this one.
That's good. We got a difference in pick
Yeah.
there. I like that.
All right.
That'll be the game I tie you up with this week.
Yeah, there you go. Next, we have the Bills traveling to the Giants.
Yuck. Yuck. Like, why Buffalo's got to go and play in that stadium again against another bad North Jersey team, and
They're gonna win.
yeah, I think Buffalo's going to beat the Giants, dude. I'm taking them. I think
That's who
that they're
I
going to run the
have.
ball.
And I think the rookie running back for the Bills is gonna have a 100-yard game.
Okay, I'll take that. I think if Josh Allen don't turn the ball over 4 times again this week, I think Buffalo could win this game by a couple touchdowns.
Yeah, I
And I
agree.
think we're going to see the quarterback again for the Giants.
Oh, Daniel Jones.
Yeah,
It's very possible. All right, this game I think is the lock of the week. The
Let's go.
Patriots going down to Miami.
yeah. Miami's going to beat them, man. No, I'm kidding. It's no chance. This game is going to get. This is going to be ugly. Like I think this is going to be like Miami Dolphins players fist fighting in the locker room. Ugly.
Dude, I'm just glad we're not getting this game.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I'll take whatever the spread is on this game. New England, I'm taking them minus. I'll take that. I'm
Yeah.
taking New England to cover plus maybe 2. I think I saw they're like was it like 16.5?
It was at one point.
Jesus.
But yeah, I agree with you. This is going to be an annihilation. All right.
Yeah.
Next, we have Kansas City traveling to the Black Hole.
Hold on. I'm trying. One second, real quick. Where's it at? I'm trying to find the spread on this game. It's 18.5.
Whoo!
And I think Pittsburgh or New England covers it.
Yeah.
Plus about 7.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
The Chiefs playing in the Black Hole.
Raiders aren't ready for the Chiefs yet. I got Kansas City in this game.
I agree
think
with you. But
I think that safety going down is going to make it even worse.
But I think they'll actually keep it close.
I don't. I think it's 13 plus the win.
Okay.
I think they cover the 7 easy.
All right, I'm with you though. I'm taking the Chiefs.
Yeah, I don't think Gruden and the Raiders are quite ready for what that offense is going to bring at them from Kansas City.
All right, we have an NFC title game rematch with the Saints going out to the Rams.
This is a tough one, man. Saints want that revenge, dude. Bad revenge,
I agree with you.
You know they're chomping at the bit right now. That should be our national game, right?
It is.
Good, because I want to watch this football game. Don't really want to see the Monday night game, but that's we'll get to that one. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the Saints in this game. I think Kamara has a big game. I think Latavius Murray runs it pretty well. I think that the Saints are pissed off about this game. I think this is that game that they circle on the schedule where they want to go out there and they want to say referees aren't going to cost us this game. They're actually the underdog too. They're a 2.5-point dog, which means they're technically the favorite because the home team always gets 3.
Yes.
So I like the Saints in this game to really make a statement and show,
No, I agree with you. I'm taking the Saints. I think they want to obliterate them, if that makes sense.
Hey, I just noticed we don't get a 4:00 game on CBS this week because
it's 2 on Fox and 1 on CBS.
Yeah, what are we getting? Cowboys and Redskins on Fox at 1,
Yeah.
or Pittsburgh and Seattle?
It's the Cowboys, and then the 1 o'clock is the Giants game on CBS.
Giants and
Bills.
Buffalo.
Yeah.
Oh God. Why aren't we getting the Vikings and Packers at 1:00 on Fox?
I know.
Oh well, Red Zone will come in handy on Sunday for me.
All right, let's keep it moving here. We have the Bears traveling to Denver.
Chicago. I'm taking the Bears. I like the Bears. I don't think Fangio. I don't think Fangio can beat his former mates, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the Bears defense is going to shut them down good enough. I think the Bears offense is good enough to beat Denver. I think this is going to look a lot like the Raiders in Denver game. Actually, I think the Bears are gonna shut them down enough, and they're gonna do enough offensively to win. It's actually, you know what? I honestly think this is going to look a lot like the Raiders in Denver game looked. I think that's how the Bears are going to win this game.
I agree with you. I'm taking the Bears. All right, Sunday night, we have the Eagles traveling to the Dome in Atlanta.
I like the Eagles. I think they're going to continue their success against Atlanta. That Atlanta offense scares me though. The passing game, because of how the Eagles secondary has tended to look lately.
Yeah, hopefully they can tighten it up.
Yeah, but I do like the Eagles to win this game. I think the Eagles get a faster start.
Last I checked, they were 2 or 2.5 point favorite.
It's down to 1.5 now.
So okay.
But it don't matter. It's close enough.
I think they'll win. They'll find a way, and you'll see a better performance from the defense.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I also think that if the Eagles are smart, they will establish the running game very early.
Yep, and run it down their throat, especially since they saw what the Vikings did against them.
Exactly. You just hit the point that I was hinting at right there. I think the Eagles win this game. I'd say by 11 points maybe. I don't want to get cocky because I'm not. I don't ever get like that. But I really think the Eagles win this football game. I think they're going to win it from. I think they're going to have a pretty full performance. Is what I want to say.
I got you. All right, and last but certainly not least, we have the Browns on Monday night traveling to the Jets.
Yeah, this game is not, with the injuries and everything right now, the Jets playing the backup quarterback. I definitely like the Browns. I think the Browns are going to have
their coming out party.
Yeah, I think you're going to get Beckham is back playing in his old stadium, right? Against a different team.
Yeah.
But his old stomping grounds. I like the Browns pretty convincingly in this one.
I agree with you. I think the Browns will probably win 10 or more.
And let's be honest, the Browns don't like Le'Veon Bell. So they have a history with him, so I think that also will play into this. Where I think the Browns are going to win this game convincingly. I say, maybe 30 to 13.
Ooh, I don't really disagree. I think they'll pour it on. But on that note, that's all your picks for this week. So we're going to get out of here for today. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, give it a thumbs up, all of that good stuff, and we'll see you back next week. Have a good day, everybody.
Later.